If someone is going to the gym just to lift weights, they are probably not going to see the same result as if they were going in to train muscle. And why that is if you're just going in to lift weights, you're just thinking, I'm gonna do my sets and then I'm gonna head out and go home. I think there is that thing where you just go and like do my sets and then I go. You know, I'm not taxing myself. I'm just coming in because I got 20 minutes and I'll just come do the bar. That's totally just lifting weights. They're probably not going to, as making it as challenging or as hard as they need to get a result that they want to get. If you're coming into a gym to train muscle, you're thinking, I'm going in to work as hard as I possibly can to get this muscle to change, because the change never happens in the sets. It happens after you leave the gym and the muscles, you go home, they repair, recover. So this would be a demonstration of just going to the gym and lifting weights. If I was just, just feeling like I need to get a little weights in. So I would just set this at this weight and then I would come over here to the machine and I would just, sit here and just start, doing the reps. And this is going to take a really long time to get to exhaustion at this weight. So I would be here for probably 100 reps at this point. So this is what I would define as lifting weights, because this is not at all taxing to my muscle fibers. And so a lot of times what people will do is they go to the gym and they do what feels comfortable, because they're doing weights, but this is actually not going to get you a result. Like, I could do this all day long. Like 1 hour from now, I could still be doing this and I would just be really bored. So that is probably the best, example of going to the gym and lifting weights without purpose and without the idea that I'm going to get a result. So you see a lot of this at the gym when you go. You see a lot of people just moving weight, but they're probably not creating enough tension on the muscle to cause a change. I don't think anybody's truly capable of training muscle 5 days a week. Do I think you can do more than once a week and get a great result? Yes. So I think there's multiple modalities, and I've told people this for years. If you just really like going to the gym multiple times a week, and that, that's the idea you have in your head for the result you want, then go do that. But if you don't want to spend a lot of time in the gym and still get a good result, then once a week is very much to your advantage. And you also come in with fresh muscles and able to work hard, able to challenge them, able to get a good result. Because we only have one source of energy, and I've told clients this for years, you only have one source. And if you go in I'm just gonna lift some weights just because, it makes my muscles feel good. Well, then when you actually try to come and train the muscle, you haven't realized, but you've drawn from that source, and now we can't work as hard because you are actually, say your, energy source was here, it's now here because you've depleted it a little bit on those, like, I'm just gonna go lift some weights sessions. To people that just love to go lift weights, it's really hard to get in their heads that is, not to their advantage. If they're trying to train and build and strengthen their muscles, like they just keep depleting. And so we never get to fully train the muscle because they always come in just a little bit fatigued. Okay, so if you're going to the gym and you want to train your muscles, you need to think of your muscles as, this is what I would think of them. Think of them as a bundle of fibers, and you are trying to break down different fibers of your muscle, and you are then trying to get deep within the muscle. So, sometimes if you pick too light a weight, you might just be tapping on those outer muscle fibers. But if you pick a weight that's more challenging and then you take the set through to muscular fatigue or muscular exhaustion, then you are going to be getting deep within the muscle. That's why even with my own clients, I usually set a timer so that I can gauge how long they are under tension. So if the set is 1.5 minutes, then I kind of know based on where the weight is set, if they're going down within the first, say you're going down in the first 30 seconds, then the weight is clearly set way too heavy, or the person has come in just way too exhausted. If they're going down not until, the last maybe 20 seconds, then I know the weight was probably set appropriately and they were able to ride through that first minute, 10 seconds with no problem. It wasn't until those last, 1 or 2 reps where they're, really going to exhaustion, really going to fatigue. So if I was gonna go to the gym with the purpose of training my muscles in order to give myself a good result, like I want my lats stronger, I want my biceps stronger, then I would set a weight that's going to challenge my muscles. So then I come to the machine and I think, okay, I want this to take me to exhaustion. So one, I'm gonna use really good form and I'm gonna go controlled with the speed because that's gonna up the intensity. And then I will, whether I set the clock for, 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, this weight is going to start to become really exhausting over time. So it starts out challenging, but it starts out completely doable. I'm not struggling, as you can tell, but I will be struggling. If this set is to continue, then you'll watch my muscles are gonna start to get more and more fatigued. Now my heart rate's going up. And now I'm having to concentrate a lot more to get my muscles to fire. So most people would stop about here because this is so uncomfortable. But if you were taking it to exhaustion, you want to go, probably, if I was to take this to entire muscular fatigue, I'm probably going to want to go 2, 3, 4 reps more. So then at this point that you would want to just hold it, get your form, pause, and then complete the set. And then you're done. So as you can see the difference between lifting weights, just going in what feels comfortable, and actually going in and taking your muscles to that point of discomfort is a huge difference. And I can tell you based on that set versus that first set, I was able to dig way deeper into that muscle. And so when people are saying, they want a more defined muscle, well, they need to quit tapping on just the outer fibers and get deep within the muscle. And you do that by taking your muscles to exhaustion or fatigue. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me on my Instagram page at All Women Have Muscles, or you can leave a question in the comments, or if you have a topic that you want me to talk about in the future, you can also leave that in the comments and I can address that as well. Okay, so the next time you're at the gym, try this out and let me know how it goes.